Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Muhammad from the KSA, welcome to Ask Huda.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shaykh, I have two questions. One is, I usually go to the Tabligh Jamaat. Previously I used to go to Tabligh Jamaat. But recently I come to know there are some bid'ah in it, and some people say it is completely bid'ah from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam tradition. So can you just explain about that? And my second question is, say, I am in Riyadh, so I used to go frequently to Umrah in between. So my question is that bid'ah tawaf is necessary or mandatory for doing Umrah? These are the two questions, say. Okay?
طيب بارك الله فيك جزاك الله خيرا. Okay. As far as performing Umrah at any say time, there is no restriction. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, do not prevent any person who would like to do tawaf with the house at any say time. And al-Umrah consists of ihram, which is the intention, then tawaf and sa'i. You can perform Umrah whenever you're coming from Riyadh to visit Mecca. As a matter of fact, it will be recommended, as long as you're coming from outside the haram, that upon entering the haram you enter with the ihram from the miqat and perform Umrah. It doesn't matter how many times you perform Umrah every year or every month, as long as you're coming from another city and you're visiting Mecca with the intention of performing Umrah or praying there to earn the thawab of 100,000 times greater for each prayer. So it is preferable to intend performing the Umrah as well, as long as you make the ihram from the miqat. Going out with the Tablighi Jama'ah, I believe the question and its answer is posted on our website, because I've answered this question repeatedly. And I said every Muslim in this ummah is required to deliver the message of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah the Almighty says, قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, this ayah is of Surah Yusuf. Allah is commanding His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam to say, this is my path. I call people unto Allah on an insight, on a correct belief and understanding, me and those who follow me. So every follower of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam should be a da'iyah, should give da'wah, everyone according to their capacity and within the scope of their knowledge, because the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. You should convey my message to people, even if all what you know, what you heard from me or through me is a single ayah, provided the person should be aware of it, understand its meaning, lest he may actually mislead people away. There are conditions to give da'wah. So if you are interested in giving da'wah, you don't have to enroll in any jama'ah. All Muslims are required to give da'wah. And giving da'wah is not necessarily by traveling to another country or another society. We travel whenever we hear that there is a need somewhere, or to visit our brothers in another locality, another city, in another country, or another continent, no problem. But the issue of specifying 3 days of every month or 4 months a year per life, or 40 days every year, that is something which requires a proof, because this is a ibadah. Whenever the ibadah is general, such as mutlaq al-dhikri, mutlaq al-tasbih, you can make 100,000 tasbih if you want to, no problem. But when you say that I have got to make 100,000 tasbih every day, now you are specifying the ibadah with a number, or with a place, or with a specific how to do it. Then that requires a support from the Quran or the Sunnah. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam never did say that the khuruj should be 3 days of every month, or 40 days of every year, or 4 months per lifetime. No. And I remember, I love the brothers of the Tablighi Jama'ah so much, and we cooperate all the time, but I do not necessarily agree with certain things. I do not limit myself in my da'wah to one book or one reference to Fada'il A'mal or this or that. Rather, I rely mainly on the sound hadith. If I have Sahih al-Imam Bukhari, if I have Riyadh al-Salihin, if I have, for instance, the provision of the traveler, Zad al-Ma'ad for Ibn al-Qayyim, there is plenty of references that we can learn and teach the Ummah from. And we focus on the Aqidah, then the Akhlaq, etc. So they once asked me, why don't you come with us for Khuruj? I said, how many days? They said, for 3 days every month. I said, only 3 days I've come to America. My entire life is for Khuruj. It is not only 3 days or 40 days or 4 months, because I considered being away from my family or from my locality and changing my profession and specializing in giving da'wah. This is 24/7 Khuruj, right? So if you do it whenever you have a chance or whenever it is required, you're going to the masjid and you meet some people who are hanging around, maybe smoking, maybe chatting, and the iqamah has been called. You don't say it's my off working time. No, because you're going for Khuruj only 3 days. No, right away, this is the time to give da'wah. These guys are more worthy of your da'wah, because that is what we call it wajibul waqt. It is due upon you right now, right this moment, to give da'wah, to invite these people to come to pray. Giving da'wah also to family members. This is something which we have to keep in mind, because a lot of people neglect that. And there are a lot of complaints of people who abandon their homes. They go out. They travel from one country to another, and home is missing them. Missing them not only financially and morally, missing their da'wah too. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam to begin by his family members. He said, وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. Before giving da'wah to At-Ta'if and to other localities, give da'wah to your family members. He started right away. He called on his aunt, on his uncles, on his daughters. Ya Fatima bint Muhammad, Ya Safiya, Ya Ammata Rasulillah, Ya Abbas, Ya Amma Rasulillah, etc. That is the right way. You begin with your family members. I hope you comprehended my answer. Barakallah fikum.